Remember Atari.
Sorry.
All right, all that stuff was going on indoors. If you have been outdoors, you probably noticed a lot of summer flowers blooming awfully early this year. So what caused this speed up in blooms, and what's that going to mean for the rest of the season? Derek Thomas with Thomas Landscapes, our friend, is here to help us out. Hey, Derek.
How are you, Gazia?
You know, I was driving down through Northwest Washington with a photographer a couple of days ago, and I said, oh, look at those gorgeous, gorgeous hydrangeas, but aren't they blooming very early?
Everything's about a month early this year. And, you know, to put together this segment, I kind of did a little bit of research, and one of the producers sent me over some information. But, you know, there was a report that was done in the UK, and they are saying that we're hitting like a 250-year record on early bloom. They researched over 400,000 different plants and 400 different species of plants, and, you know, have documented just plants are blooming earlier.
What's going on?
Well, first of all, it's definitely linked. I'm not an expert on global warming, but it's definitely linked into warmer temperatures.
Okay.
Because sun conditions and warmer temperatures are what ultimately inspire a plant to bloom or not bloom. And, you know, you have to remember that you're also affecting a lot of the trickle-down effect, because you've got plants blooming earlier, you've got insects eating earlier, you've got birds that are not going to have the proper amount of food. What we can do on our end is, first of all, we have to remember there's not much we can do about the temperatures.
Right.
We have calendars, the plants don't.
I know.
And so to them, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
You know, your lawns, for instance, many lawns are going brown a lot earlier. Usually it's July that we'll have people calling in and saying, what can I do? My lawns look bad. Well, it's already happening. You know, with the lawn, if you are willing, you can water more.
Okay.
You know, increase the amount of watering that you're going to do for the lawn.
Right.
I basically don't have a lawn, and when my dad calls up and says, what's wrong with my lawn, I say, you know, wait till August.
Right.
The lawn will look better.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a dry lawn.
You know, the thing about these, like, these hydrangeas and crepe myrtles that are blooming a little bit early, I mean, we can enjoy them, but there's really not a whole heck of a lot we can do about it. I mean, just enjoy them as much as we can.
Right. Now, some of your perennials, which you can do, like phlox, for instance, phlox, if it's blooming early, which it is this year, you can deadhead it. And by deadheading it, you'll cut off the bloom before it goes to seed, and that will inspire the plant, or trick the plant, into reblooming.
Okay.
Some things like crepe myrtles, for instance, they will rebloom. If you take off the flower head when it's done. Now, some people have 6-foot or 8-foot crepe myrtles, and they're not going to get up to doing that. The other thing that may happen is that if we have a cooler July, the crepe myrtles may end up having a second bloom.
Okay.
You know, but keep in mind that there's not much that we can do with our perennials and with our trees and shrubs that are blooming early. One way that you can get a prolonged enjoyment out of your annuals that are also blooming early is you can stagger the planting of the seeds.
Okay.
So, for instance, I saw sunflowers the other day that normally would not be blooming until, you know, well into July.
Right.
If that has happened, do a second planting. So that way in September you'll have some more sunflowers.
That sounds marvelous. We'll just do the best we can with what Mother Nature gives us, right?
We have to.
All right. Thanks, Derek, as always.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We want to head out this morning to Virginia because Holly is out there. She's learning about wine and how the wine gets from the grape to the bottle to our table. So where are we in the process this morning?